Hello, everyone, and welcome to Watkins Glen International, race number 9 of 14, season number 6 of the NSDCA Mountain Dew Custom Series, the hell of a good 100. Hoping for a good race today. On the front row, we have two all-Ditech Motorsports cars, William Duncan and Scott Roush, getting a surprise front row lockout. And taking a look a little bit further back here, rows 2 and 3 sees Evernham and Texas Star drivers Anderson Reed, Zach Rogers, Jeffrey Finguy, and the 48 Colton Yo locking out the top 6. And behind them, Mac Johnson, Preston Emmons, 2 Road Ringers, and Priya McShane, Austin Delgado rounding out your top 10. But pretty good pace lap here awaits us at Watkins Glen, about 2.5 miles around this racetrack. Get these cars fired up for 13 laps of action. See what happens today here in the Finger Lakes region of New York.
Drivers, start your engines.
Your field of 35 drivers will roar to life here for 13 laps of action, like I had mentioned. And Watkins Glen, this is always one of the most dramatic, one of the most chaotic racetracks in the NSDCA. High, fast, hard braking zones, a lot of passing opportunities. And you turn 1, this is a big one. Up the S's, you can make moves down into the carousel, turn 5, and then turn 6 and turn 7. Basically, you can pass at any point on this racetrack, and you're going to see these guys all bunched up throughout the day. We'll probably see some cautions, but other than that, we're expecting a long show here today. Taking a look further back through the grid, Francois Chastain, another big qualifying run for that rookie at one of these road courses in that number 13 for Butcher Gatorade Motorsports. Alex Fletcher, Kev Shearer. Shearer's not coming back to the NSDCA after this season, so possibly hoping to get out with a bang. Jacob Rose, one of our championship contenders, currently slipped down to 8th at the point standings after Pikes Peak. Current point standings sit your top 5 as Reed, Finguy, Kabza, Rogers, and Vince Freeze. But if we look toward the back of the grid, that's where you'll find the 27 of Vince Freeze. We can get to him. There he is in the number 27 for North Dakota Motorsports. Further on behind him, we have Logan Cloud in the 35 after Jose Perez's injury. There's the 44 of Daniel Cobbs. That's just a real poor qualifying run. You see the 30 of KT Larson a little bit up there just in front of the 35. And also back here, the I believe it's named 2XL Racing, the Ultrad number 3. I believe that is either one of the co-owners behind the wheel, Riley Wilkin or Felix Jansen. I believe it is Jansen, and yes, it is making his MDCS debut. But one of the biggest storylines out of the weekend was both Toyota Racing Development cars, the 67 and the 68, both failed post-qualifying, pre-race inspection, whatever you'd like to call it. So they, both of them, starting in the back, John Dilks and Cordell Smith, both of them will be in those cars next season, but going to be a long day for that team. But as we come through here, this is the back, one of the 3 straightaways here on this racetrack. I really wouldn't call it the back straightaway. This is more of the final straightaway. Hard braking zone here, turn 6. Final move of the day could be made right through this corner. It's a driver's track. It's also a luck track. Can you get past the incidents? Will there be incidents? Who's going to be caught out by the merciless Watkins Glen, and who's going to come home for the victory? William Duncan, winner of the race last season, trying to get his second here in the MDCS, off of turn 7, going to see the green flag. We are about to go racing. There it is. We're racing at Watkins Glen. Everybody seems like the top 15 or so have really broken away as Roush, big run through the corner, can't get it. Duncan gets the drive off as currently everybody else shuffling through in the back. Looks like we are okay through the first corner, and Duncan trying to gap the field early. Roush has a hungry Anderson Reed right behind him. Finguy and Rogers as well fighting. They all want those points. You look, William Duncan is only 28 points back in 7th. He is still definitely in this fight. They come down into the carousel, turn 5. Do they keep it clean off one another? Reed trying to pinch Zach Rogers down the inside, trying to get his teammate Finguy, but Finguy really close to the left rear of the 39. Are we clean in the back? Yes, we are. Duncan now coming down into turn 6, already opening up a margin in his Toyota, and Finguy underneath his teammate Reed for P3. What kind of runs do they get through turn number 7? Reed with the bottom. Finn guy gonna have a little bit of a drive off on the top side. So you gotta look out possibly for that 9, Zach Rogers. He's really skilled at these road courses as well. Could he go 3 wide coming into turn 1? No, he's gonna settle in the line. Gotta be careful on exit here. Nearly contact between the 79 and 39. You don't want that, especially between teammates. Looks like they are going to settle it down, and Reed leads them up the S's. Big train of cars forming behind the 2 all-Ditech drivers. In the back, Cordell Smith, John Dilks not making up too much ground. Everybody else charging up the hill, trying to make up time, trying to figure themselves out. Those are the 2 kamikaze cars just outside the top 10, battling one another. And here comes Finn Guy once again, attacking on his teammate Anderson Reed to the inside in the carousel. Duncan wide in the carousel as well, nearly overstepping the rim, nearly getting out of the flat, and that's not a spot you want to go because you can go shooting off into the boot section here at Watkins Glen, and we don't use those corners here, so you definitely don't want to be finding yourself there. Duncan so far gathers himself back up into the lead. Gap's shrunk down just a little bit from that mistake, but it is early. A lot of racing left to go. Mac Johnson, James Ellison nearly hitting the wall there off of turn 7. Ellison may have. Don't think Johnson hit it, but boy, Mac Johnson is racing with heavy hearts this week. Forgot to mention that in the pre-race, so he's hoping for a real good run for him and his family. As Roush and Finn Guy really tight with one another. Anderson Reed thought about the 3-wide move. He is real well at Watkins Glen. 2 wins here in the MDCS and CRTS combined, so possibly looking for his 3rd today in 3 seasons. Could he do it? And Scott Roush, driver not known for his road course strengths, looking to slip back possibly as the laps wind on. The Evernham cars are through to 2nd and 3rd. Rogers trying to get by Roush to the inside. Can't quite do it. Duncan wide in the carousel once again. He's got to get that car figured out. Seems like that's the only corner so far. It's just slipping up just a little bit, but it's really costing him on the time charts as Finn Guy on the attack, on the prowl to the inside in turn 6. Deep on the brakes. Can't quite get there. Duncan is clear. I think not quite, but he should be clear off a 7 as Finn Guy hits the safer barrier on corner exits. And Finn Guy doing so allows Anderson Reed to slip by Scott Roush likely as well. Rogers is not going to be there. He's going to have to defend on his teammate Colton Yo, who makes a late dive into turn number 1, nearly to the back bumper of the 9. They got to keep it off one of each other as, boy, Francois Chastain must have got some help nearly down to the tire barriers. That could have been bad. Once again, incredible driving by this young rookie. He's going to be full-time in this series next season. Roush trying to defend from Jeffrey Finn Guy in the number 79 coming into the carousel. No look yet. He's in an Evernham Racing sandwich. The meat between the buns. He is in the Wiener Schnitzel car, but here comes Roush off the corner. We do have a caution, so something's happened. It appears to be James Ellison. And Francois Chastain, I was just talking about him, how good a day he was having. Looks like he has just had a hard hit down in the carousel. Get a replay after that. Duncan leading them back because it's tight for second between Roush and Reed. Who gets to drive up the corner? Reed steps it wide. This is going to be close here. Roush takes back P2 as they come to the caution flag. Let's hope Francois Chastain is all right. We're going to have to see what happens to him underneath the caution. Boy, Ethan Head looks like he hits the wall. Racing back, he is going to end up last, though, in his Sladek Motorsports Group 37. That team, actually, we'll talk about them right before we cut away. They're going full-time next season, and I think they're going to be getting some pretty solid equipment at that. So, real good storylines for a small team. And Matt Sladek there in the 0, hoping to have his team find some success. But let's see what happened to Francois Chastain and also James Ellison, because he has a good amount of left side damage. This was the end of lap 2. We mentioned it, that Ellison did hit the wall here, coming off of corner exit, but we did not see what had happened to him coming down into turn number 1. He gets taken 3 wide by Alex Fletcher and Mikey Yamakaze. Yamakaze and Ellison had made contact in the past, but they just sandwich each other. And whenever James Ellison goes 3 wide, it seems to not work out. He gets pushed wide and finds himself in the back of the field with a lot of ground to make up in that Zachary Racing machine. Coming down into the carousel, we see Francois Chastain being trailed heavily by Kev Shearer. Kev is going to throw it up the inside, trying to make the pass, but unfortunately it does not work. The move was just too late and too wide in the corner for Shearer. Gets into the right rear of the 13 And both Toyota Camrys spin off. Francois broadsides the barrier here, a hard lick, and then Shearer comes in and hits him even more. So, insult to injury for Francois Chastain. I believe he will be all right. Kev Shearer obviously still driving, but done day for the driver of the number 13 car. And Francois, 2 top 10s and 2 starts. That streak, unfortunately, will be broken today. The Shearer's potato chips on board for Kev Shearer brings us this look at the incident. It's just about a foot over. That wreck wouldn't have happened, but unfortunately, Kev's got some damage and Francois is done for the day. Let's get you back to the restart. Welcome back to coverage of the hell of a good 100 here at Watkins Glen for the Mountain Dew Custom Series. Let's take a look at some of our fastest laps. We are under caution for Francois Chastain's incident, but Jacob Rose, Casey Mears, the Kamikaze Racing duo, first and third, real good runs for them. Finn Guy in second, Shearer in fourth, Fletcher fifth, and Vargas, Bobo Jones, Reed, McShane, and Rogers, your top 10. So a bunch of the road ringers coming out in full force, and actually 2 drivers that had missed the 2 previous road course races in the top 10 of the fastest lap. So real good days for them. But William Duncan, Scott Roush, all-Ditech having a great day. But we also want to mention the all-Ditech driver race close to home for him, Jesse Turner, inside the top 20. Patrick Smith, 6th in points. Haven't talked about him all day. Moving up to the Truck Series, I believe, next season for CFRO. 97 sitting there 19th. Vince Freeze, if we can get back to him, yeah, outside the top 20. Daniel Cobb's outside the top 20, so bad runs for those championship contenders. And Austin Johnson, want to give a shout out to him too. Missed, I believe, Steelback, got himself up into the top 10 of the points. Not a good day so far for that 54 team as well. We'll be coming back to green here on lap 7 of 13. Going to be a showdown for this one, folks. William Duncan hoping to keep that race lead and possibly all-Ditech come home to a surprise 1-2. Here we go. Pace car going to peel off down pit road. What can William Duncan do on this restart? Green flag going to be back out shortly. And strap in, folks, because Watkins Glen is about to get wild. And boy, what a launch for the 66 of Casey Mears, Jacob Rose as well. Great starts for them, and Finn Guy and Emmons ducking out to the inside immediately. Finn Guy knows he needs those points on his teammate. He's looking at the inside, not trying to give him too much space, but giving enough space. Can't wreck your teammate. Real good opening run here for Scott Roush, still trailing his teammate pretty well. I'm sure they're sharing notes in that all-Ditech camp. Both drivers returning next season, I believe. Duncan, I believe the series is unconfirmed for him, but Roush will be in that 21 next season, and he's going to block Jeffrey Finn Guy off. An aggressive move from Scott Roush, looking to the inside of his teammate, down into the carousel. What a move, Scott Roush, as Duncan putting 2 wheels over the white line that time, still trying to get the carousel down. And off the corner, what kind of runs did the top 3 get? Is Finn Guy trying to go up the middle? No, he's not. Hard wreck, Jesse Turner back across into traffic. Look out, folks. Bobo Jones wiped out. Logan Clouds in. Bobo Jones thrown up into the air by Austin Johnson. A horrible accident. 1 car caught back there as well. That's Cordell Smith. Vince Freeze stuck in the Armco. A terrible accident. Duncan leads them back. Ethan Head is out as well. We said Watkins Glen has gotten wild, but it may have just gotten too wild, folks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bobo Jones' terrible luck continues, and he might be... Oh, I hope he gets out of that thing. That was scary. Turner's driving it back. Cordell's driving it back. Terrible accident. Coming off the carousel. I'm going to take a look at it, folks, but that has certainly dropped the mood of this race, and I hope everybody's alright. We're going to take a look at it. We'll get word to you while we can. Well, one of our camera operators managed to catch this happening to Ethan Head, battling for last place. KT Larson, guess unhappy with where she was, just bulldozes the 37. Similar accident to Francois Chastain, and Head done for the day like his Toyota teammate Chastain is. Slowing it down for you, folks. Coming into the carousel, Jesse Turner has Patrick Smith to his inside, and Turner's going to give him the space. Keeps his foot in it, probably a little bit too long. Goes pretty wide here in the carousel, so doesn't really overstep it, but he's going to turn it back down on corner exit, and when Brad Stover is coming up the track as well pretty aggressively, they make contact, and they are going to get turned around here. Stover into the back of the 29, into the right side wall, loses control, back up into Vince Freeze. That turns Freeze around, and Freeze backs it into the Armco and gets caught. But Bobo Jones nowhere to go, trying to dodge it through the smoke, plows right into the 29, and then, as Cloud hits the 29, Austin Johnson's trying to slow it down, nowhere to go, right into the driver's door of Bobo Jones, sending him skyward. And boy, Felix Jansen coming real close to getting into that, but Bobo Jones goes for a ride in that number 77 cars. We've seen a lot of these road course wrecks this season in NSDCA just be extremely vicious. Seen another one there today as the car, they're on fire, and Bobo trying to get out of that thing. But Cordell Smith did get back going. Jones was removed from the racetrack, but currently no word on his condition. In real time. Man, nearly 2-ton stock car just being slammed into the air and thrown up like a feather. It's just one of those sights you never really want to see. For championship hopes, taking a big hit, we turn to Bobo's teammate Vince Freeze, as he looks like he may be done for the day as well. Oh, nearly missed Turner, but just spins around and then backs into the Armco, and then I guess just the rear suspension or the fuel cell got lodged in the Armco. They couldn't get the car out, and that's why Freeze is done for the day. I mean, the Armco, it's just a couple pieces of metal stacked on top of one each other, so they do technically have gaps, and then cars can unfortunately get caught in them, and it seems like it has happened to Vince Freeze here at the Glen. One more look at things through the smoke on board with Cordell Smith. You see, they got nowhere to go. The whole track is just filled with smoke, and then you just see it, the 54 slamming right into the 77. Cordell will be alright. He looks to continue, but unfortunately, we did get word that IWX Freight is not returning to the 67 team, so Cordell, in his hopes of finding a new sponsor, took a big hit on that as well today. Get you back to the restart, as we will finish out this one at Watkins Glen. Well, welcome back, folks, to the Hell of a Good 100 here at Watkins Glen. We've got a lot of drivers out from that incident. Ethan Headfrom is one down in the carousel, but Vince Freeze, Bobo Jones, Cordell Smith, Jesse Turner, and Austin Johnson all done for the day so far. And no! William Duncan's blown up for the race lead under caution! Oh, what Duncan thought! Duncan's been having such a good season, and it's all just come crashing down right now. Oh my goodness. Alex Beniaco is probably throwing stuff off the pit box currently. That is... Scott Roush is going to be carrying Ditech, folks, to the race lead. Going to be talking about the accident that Bobo Jones just had, but now it's going to be in Scott Roush's hands to see if he can do anything on this restart. And William Duncan has to just be distraught with what has happened inside that race car. Trying to pull off, trying to keep it wide, trying to limp it back to pit road. Bobo Jones was able to get out of the car. Obviously, they had marshals quick on the scene, put that fire out. Bobo was just shaken up to that one. I guess didn't realize the car was on fire, but he's in the infield care center. Not going to speculate exactly to if he is hurt or not, but all I know is that he's in the infield care center. Everyone else checked and released. We are going back green, folks. Scott Roush has a big jump, and it's Rogers throwing it to the inside. Finn Guy into the side of his teammate Anderson Reed as Roush goes wide. Emmons nearly into the back of Finn Guy with a big run on turn 1 exit. And here they come side by side up the S's as they all try to catch Scott Roush, trying to cut the losses for all-Ditech and bring home a dub. Oh, Emmons and Finn Guy just so close to one another as they charge up through 3 and 4. And down the back straightaway they come. Does Reed have anything for Roush this time? Down onto the brakes into the carousel. Jacob Rose sneaking up into the top 10. Here comes Reed. Does he have anything off the corner? Seemed like a little bit slow in center for the 39. Rogers might be there into turn 6. Does the Texas Star Racing driver make a move? No, too far back as Emmons has gotten past. Finn Guy and Emmons might be looking by Rogers here coming into 1. Thought about a move to the outside of 7. Probably won't have the inside now as Finn Guy really pushing to the inside of the 94. Here they come down. And Rogers to the inside of Anderson Reed for 2nd. 3 to go. And they are tight. Roush is wide. They're all wide. Emmons nearly got bodied by the 79 into the 39, and now the Abraham boys side by side. Finn Guy has to check up, give that spot back to Anderson Reed, and can Zach Rogers run down the 21 of Scott Roush. Rogers, this is nearly a home race for him as well. A race in the Northeast, basically a home race for him as graphical issues, but both Kamikaze Racing cars into the top 10 now, and here comes Rogers on corner exit, looking underneath the 21. Anything happened in the back does not appear so quite yet. Roush, an extremely defensive line coming into turn 6. That's going to buy him some time. Reed and Finn Guy still swapping 3rd. Here they come. 2 laps left in the hell of a good 100. It's a quick one here today. But boy, the action has been intense throughout. Next flag does end the race. There's a caution. It might be over. Rogers to the back bumper. The 21 off of turn 1. Looking to the inside up the S's, but Roush clears through 2. Austin Delgado, our Old Spice winner, really sneaking up the order. He is up to 6th, actually. So he's gotten past Colton Yo. And here comes Scott Roush making the move. Reed trying to block off Finn Guy, trying to dash for the points lead. As Rogers, you think about, it's only 13 back from Reed coming into today. As now Roush wide through the carousel. Here comes Rogers side by side down the straightaway into 6. Roush going as far left as he can, coming into the left-hander 6. He's got it. Scott Roush back to the race lead. Finn Guy to the outside of his teammate this time through 7. Not going to work. Possibly going to work. Can't quite tell. Just quite yet. White flag out at the Glen. It does work for Finn Guy. He's up to 3rd. Delgado trying to make a late move. Here comes Mears looking to the inside of the 48. And Rogers. Gonna have to happen this lap if he wants to get the win. Mac Johnson still putting together a great run in that 0-3, trying to cling on to a top 10 as they come down. Final time into the carousel. Does Zach Rogers have anything for Scott Roush? To the outside this time in the carousel. Everybody wide in the carousel. Can't quite do it. Scott Roush, 2 more corners to go. Rogers, does he send it into 6 and 7? He might be too far back. Emmons trying to get Reed back there as well. But coming through the final corner for Scott Roush. He's a bit wide. He's a bit wide. Rogers might have something for him. Drag race right to the line. Scott Roush. He's missed 2 races this season. Absolutely nowhere on the road courses. But he has secured his first Mountain Dew Custom Series victory as he pulls alongside Zach Rogers. Scott Roush, 32nd in the point standings, is an NSDCA race winner. And boy, for Ditech mixed emotions, they could have gotten a 1-2. William Duncan's, the engine went. Heartbreaking for William Duncan, but a bittersweet victory. Scott Roush has put Ditech back in victory lane at the Glen. Big runs for some of the Dodgers here in the point standings. Second, third, and fourth for drivers. First, second, and fourth in the point standings. Not in that order, but Delgado comes home with the top 10. Rose comes home with the top 10. Mears comes home with the top 10. Actually, all but 8 of the top 10 in this race were Dodges. That's impressive. Looking further down the order, Matt Sladek coming home 13th. Daniel Kovzit crawled his way up to 19th. Ellison, through his hard knock race, comes home with the top 20. Kev Shearer. Boy, Kev actually fell down to 24th. Not sure what happened there. Boy, Rogers really late diving into pit road, but the camshaft went on the 33. Heartbreak for Liam Duncan. Scott Roush gets to celebrate with his first Mountain Dew Custom Series victory. We hope Bobo Jones is all right. Crown Royal Truck Series and Mountain Dew Custom Series, they will be here as well, closing out the weekend with the Vornado 200 and the GoDaddy at the Glen. And Bobo looking to participate in all 3 of those. So if that is the plan, Bobo should be all right to make those, I believe. But thank you all for watching today from Watkins Glen International. A race of mixed emotions, but a good battle throughout, especially in that top 10. Really didn't get to look back throughout the field because racing is just so intense here at Watkins Glen. One of the best road courses we go to in the sport. We'll see you next time out at race number 10, I believe is Chicagoland. Yes, Chicagoland Speedway out in Joliet, Illinois. See you then for the Dollar Tree 225. And see you for the rest of the races here at the Glen. Signing up on the NSDCA.